Hello everybody, the iLord Root here, and welcome back to another episode of Back to Basics. So, we got a number of things we need to do here, a number of contracts to fulfill. One of them that I want to focus on today, of course, is getting this orbital station around the solar system. Maybe as well see if we could get a better deal. Science data from around the moon. Well, that's extra money for us. I don't see why we wouldn't do that, so let us take care of this quickly, because there was another science data contract that I need to take care of as well, and that is at Kerbin Station, which, we do need to probably extend pretty soon. Kerbin Station right now is having issues with maybe the fact that it's going to become a hub. But we only have one docking port, and I haven't really thought of a solution to that yet. We'll just take the crew report here though and transmit it. And get that out of the way. Because why not? Let's return to our space center real quick and get the moon data as well. This sort of thing is always good for funding, and we really do want to get as much funding as we can. But I'm just going to go down here to the Lunar Station, I suppose, and fulfill that contract. We have a number of contracts which we could be launching for, and really should. But that is maybe not, the best deal here. Also, I do want to send over some kind of, lander over here. Let's just go ahead and turn on the lights for now. I think that will do nicely. And let's check to see if we got any contracts here, because we actually do have a fair amount of science. And it would be nice if we could utilize that science in launching this station. We have temperature scans. I'm going to decline that. Get rid of the LVT-45. Just want something that is quick science. One that is, well, there's always that. I don't want to spam that all the time, despite the fact that, that is a possibility. Oh, there's one. Let us try this, because it's 54 science, and we could really use the science. And that way we can get what we need here. Now, I'm hoping that by the end of this, we will be able to do a number of things. Where is that stack separator? This guy right here. We won't recover it, but we will get more than enough science back from it, I believe. Or more than enough cash to cover it, so it's okay. I am more interested in the science. At this point, the money would be nice. But, I'm not counting on that. I'm thinking the money will just be a nice little consequence of being able to do that, and then maybe we'll get one more. Maybe we can see if we can get a little bit in the way of a testing contract that would be worthwhile. But if I don't see one soon, I'm just going to get this guy to do its thing. Because a lot of these, you know, I really do want a high yield contract, which we are not going to get, unfortunately. Okay, well, we'll keep our eye out for that. What we do need to unlock, though, is it would be really nice if we had this advanced metalworks. And, maybe the next one I'm going to go for are these lander legs. And then after that, maybe even this guy here. Unfortunately, this low-profile Octo that we have here does, you know, it has issues. Would be interesting to have. Definitely, one of the things I do want to get, but probably will not have access to, is the rapier. And we do need better planes, so I'm keeping that in mind, because we might want to fly these guys around. Well, it would be nice if we could go ahead and get that space station launched. And you know, I think that's not going to be hard to do. Let us just go to the solar station. I think the only new part on this is perhaps, let's go up here. We have this radial mounted dude. That's just largely for keeping these guys more or less, you know, low profile. So we'll unlock this. And I think we can go ahead and launch. And what I'll do is I will see you when we get into orbit, because that will likely be the most important thing for us. So yeah, solar station is going up now. We will see you in orbit. And we are now back. So in the course of doing this, I managed to fulfill those 2 contracts that we did. So this guy's been drifting for just a few minutes. I also got I got the Kerbin contract twice, and I got one from Minmus, but I got one that should at least give us better science yield. That would, of course, be the one that uses one of those engine clusters. So at least here the plan is that we are going to try to get a gravity assist from the moon here. And what I'm going to do there is maybe get this guy out here or so. I think we need to be at 13 or so kilometers. I don't quite know what the deal is with this targeting, but we want to get our close approach vector pretty close here. And let's just go back and make sure that we are pointing at the right thing. Maybe it would be good for us to go ahead and stage first of all, so that this guy can come back down, and we will control from this guy here, even though there's no crew. Oh, I see what it is. We are on the exact opposite side we want to be. So, what we're aiming for here is an escape trajectory. We don't really want to get anywhere near the moon here. We could do that, or we could instead just reach escape trajectory. Given our proximity to the moon here, I think that that would be okay. Periapsis is pretty high. But given our orbital velocity, that gravity assist, I think, it's going to be okay. Let's just get ourselves... Let's minimize our delta V requirements just a little bit. We definitely want to warp to our checkpoint here. And if we can, maybe do a burn at the moon that would... That's in 2 hours, in fact. We could simply just go ahead and do that. And this will save us a small amount of delta V, I reckon. Let's do a minor test burn. That's a 4-minute burn, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're gonna have a couple of things to talk about, I suppose. We will be a little bit on the late side here. Unfortunately, the amount of delta V in this is not huge. My main concern with this guy is getting it into an orbit that would be useful to us. And the unfortunate thing is that that may not be very easy for us to do. We want it to be right outside Kerbin's orbit. Though I think we will be pretty close with that. It's really just a matter of how accurate our patched conics are with this. Now, in a number of days, and I do want to get on this, that will, you know, we'll be close enough, I think, to get this guy more or less settled. However, for some reason, we have electric charge. Oh no, we aren't. We just are not in a very good way, it would seem. Turn on vine control here. There is a small issue with the fact that we're not... Oh, one moment. Okay, we are back, and I got interrupted there. I just decided to go ahead and complete the barn. What I ended up getting was a 4-day escape. There's no telling, really, what will happen after that, but we have about 2 hour or so encounter. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to our SOI changes here. And let us look at Satyr. I think that would probably be the best thing to focus on now, as we really just have to get this docking going. And we will go ahead and do that. So let's zoom in. In fact, let's just zoom to this point here. We have about 2 minutes left. About 0.9 kilometers, in fact. Why don't we... We're already near the target. And there are some things that we can do here to help. I'm not going to decrease our speed, but it would definitely be nice if maybe we could get this guy aligned here. And as far as I can tell, we're so close in now that given our velocity, if we don't take corrective action soon, we will crash into the station. So these guys will be ready for I'll just turn off the RCS. In fact, we have plenty of monopropellant left. That's not such a bad deal. And we should be coming in right about now. Might be good to brake a little bit. In fact, braking a lot might be advisable at this point. Maybe down to 5 meters per second or so. Let's bring up the docking widget. This docking widget really does help us. I mean, it's, you know, by far, it's the easiest thing to deal with. Let's get a crew report while we're up here. Where we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright, we definitely need to slow down before the onset of Kessler syndrome occurs. Once we get to about 100 or so meters, which will be pretty soon, you know, really, this 1 meter per second ought to do it. We'll just coast on in. And we are pretty close to one of these docking ports, so set this guy as a target. Why not get lined up as well? Okay. Docking will happen soon, and we'll kill this maneuver node here. That leaves us about an hour or so. We'll just go in and do a quick docking sequence here. Maybe a little bit less than 0.3 will do. You know, actually, that'll do just fine. And we are docked. Very good. We fulfilled one of these contracts on the way in, because we got science around Minmus. And with that, I think that that would be excellent. We just really... Let's see what we got here. Well, you know what, I'll wait until we fulfill that other contract, because we have this cluster engine now. And that may take a little bit of time to get going correctly. Let's start with Probidyne Hex. And maybe this guy here. The hard thing about this, I'm thinking at least, is that we will sort of be in this weird position to where we do have to land it, no doubt. That's tons of delta V, in fact. I think that's going to be more than we need. We really just want the acceleration. We'll leave these guys deployed. And maybe tweak the offset just a little bit. Now we have a mass of 42, which means really 20 parachutes should be enough. And I'm actually going to reduce the fuel load in here. To half, so that we can get that thrust to weight ratio going. That is 16, and that right there is 24. Alright, let's give this a shot. Maybe, we will be okay. So we have to be going between, I believe, 490 and... let's just take a look at that. 490 and 790 meters per second. It's going to be tough. But let's get ready. Begin throttling down just a little bit so we don't overdo it. Oh, come on, run the test. Oh, 490. Right. Well, this will be a test to see maybe if we make it. We should be reaching apoapsis pretty soon. Hopefully we do not lose this. I did 390 instead of 490, and that was a problem. I mean, at least we know that the rocket can do it. Oh, we got that. Nice. And 99 cents to boot, that is not bad at all. Considering that we are recovering everything, I don't think we can complain about that much. These crazy little test rigs, though, they are rather interesting. I think in terms, we went way overboard on the parachutes, I believe, but we should be golden. Our base is way wide, and we're very, very close to a good touchdown, so there's no real risk of us tipping over as such. But we were about to land, so let's just let that happen. There we go. Well, that means the correction for the solar station is going to be pretty good. And the only thing we really have to worry about now, really a couple of things. Let's go back to our contracts and see if there's anything worth taking. I really do not want to take these until we get space planes. But it looks like they do not want us to do much here. We have the backsaw booster. No real science will come out of that. And the Mark 16 parachute we also have. But again, not really. Aha. Those are always good. Because, well, the nice thing about them, of course, is that really can never have too much of those small contracts once you get the station going, or you get the contracts unlocked. Let's see, which one is that? This guy right here, I believe. We can recover him. And then I promise this is the last grindy contract I'll do before taking care of our space station. We'll just assume that, you know, we have these parts lying around and they've been shipped to us. But, yeah. Let's make it happen. And recover. Very good. So, yeah, we might as well, I guess, just see if there's anything here. Doesn't look like it. So I am just going to get to the solar station now and do its adjustments. Of course, there will be plenty of time for us to get, you know, this guy taken care of, I believe. We just really need to warp on out there. And I'm interested largely in seeing what the, you know, when we enter, I don't think we're going to have a good idea of what our escape is going to be like. Except that we're right now in Kerbin orbit and will soon make the sky happen. So let's cross the boundary as we've done now and see what we got. Very, very close periapsis, but I don't think we'll be in danger of hitting anything. Main thing really I want to make sure of is how close we are. And if there is anything we can do to, you know, we have that, that apsis burn. We'll move over here. I don't think we could make such fine corrections from this far out. But we do have plenty of time, I think, to make that sort of correction once we leave. And still several days at that. We got a 3-minute margin on this warp. And there we go. Now we can really begin seeing if we can do something about this. We want our new periapsis to be in front of Kerbin somewhere. We want to do it, you know, maybe to the point to where that's in another 2 hours at least. let's see something. I want to get that up to 1300. Is this a viable way? That does not appear to be the case. That does not appear to be a viable way either. I believe if we raise Apsis just a little bit, well, we couldn't do that. So this guy, there may be little we can do to rescue him, I think, given his orbital velocity. And this guy would incidentally become one of the first craft to be within Minmus orbit. Refueling is really going to be the only thing. So if I put all of that into this guy here and use it to brake, there is a possibility that we can at least use the remaining delta V in order to get into an orbit that is amenable to us, but I don't, I think our orbital period at this point, because if we look at that, our period is going to be very high still. But we can correct part of this, I think. We will just have to maybe wait for this guy to get close enough by and maybe send a refueling mission. In fact, why not do it out here where it would cost less delta V? We need to be at 13 something at least. The eccentricity of this orbit is a little bit too great for my taste, and maybe I should have done this another way, maybe with a detachable fuel pod. Interesting. SOI change is now in 8 days. Which means we have a few things to take care of, including maybe perhaps one that I thought about taking care of, but I think I'll wait until Bermuda is able to take part here. Definitely I think grinding science at this point would be a bad idea, because we're going to get another 300 just from completing this contract and the lunar base contract alone. So, yeah, we have to make some decisions now. One of them, is there a contract that is worth doing at this time? And I'm going to say no. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively unlock these guys and get an upgrade. That should leave us with, oh, I don't know, 300 or so science. And I guess what I'll do is I'll do some cleanup in the background while we are waiting. That seems to be the best thing to do here. So, yeah, I will see you in a little while.